stage where Dom Romer is standing by for a post-game interview with Apex's veteran support.
Thank you, guys. Great cast on the day. I am joined by EpicSkillshot after that victorious 2-1 and the 2-0 weekend. The Apex dream is still alive. And I was just asking you about that. Were you expecting to make the run for this?
Nope. We had zero hope coming into this week. I'm actually serious. We're going to scrims like, all right, let's just try our best. Like, this, our season's probably over. But pretty much what happened was this week I decided, okay, since we really have no chance, I'm going to make sure that we try to do things my way, which is just listen to whatever I'm saying, and I'll try my best to guide the team. And it's worked out really well. It wasn't something that we planned. I was just like, last week, let's just try. I'm just going to try my way. That's it.
Yeah. Well, it seems like it worked. Able to take the 2 victories. What's that been like for you?
It's been feeling really good because we're playing well as a team. It's not like we're scrapping out in these really crazy team fights. There's some of that, but at the same time, we're like rotating really well. We know what to do on the map, and I think this is just the right way to play the game, and we're doing really well. Obviously, we're unlikely to go to playoffs, but if we do, I think we would do really well.
Yeah, well, taking a look at that next match coming up in just a few minutes, Envy versus Echo Fox, the big decider. Who do you think's going to take it?
I think Envy will take it, but I want Echo Fox to take it, obviously. After the game, I was like, guys, let's root for Echo Fox. Like, give them a little cheer, a hoorah. Hopefully, they can help us out a little bit. That's kind of our last hope.
Do you have anything to say to Echo Fox? Any luck you can give him?
Yeah, Envy looks pretty bad. You guys can take him.
All right, well, Special, thank you so much. Congratulations on the victory, and best of luck to Echo Fox to try to get you guys into playoffs. We're going to toss it over to the analyst to break that down.
Thank you, Dom. Some strong words out of EpicSkillshot there, but after the showing that they've put up this week in particular and this run towards playoffs, they are making a good case for themselves, even being a stronger team than Envy at this stage in the split.
But they're upsetting as a team. They're like the kid that never tries in school, shows up to the final test like, oh, maybe.
I
and
guess
then
a 91.
Yeah, it's like, now we play. Now
more
they
like
play
a C-, like I passed.
Now they play so well, and they're able to actually have a run at playoffs. But unfortunately, it's not even in their own hands.
And that's the big bummer there, is that they've done all the work they can do at this point, but it's not in their control. Echo Fox has to play spoiler on their behalf in the next series. It's coming up right after this. But if we break down this series win against CLG, who's our number 4 team in the league, after having just beaten the 5th place team in the league yesterday, Apex crafted some very good victories for themselves this weekend. Starts in Champ Select here. A solid draft out of Apex, somewhat weak from CLG.
Yeah, so I think that the big thing that's surprising from CLG is that they go with the last rotation of GP Morgana. So you go with the Morgana trying to counter the TF, but they forget that Ray Siskather will pick literally anything to win his lane, to have the counter pick. And Jarvan just is a perfect pick here. It goes well with TF, and it just obliterates Morgana and GP.
Right, I think that's really the case. They also were able to get it against Jhin and a mobile carry, and so it's just weird where like Ray always is looking for the counter pick, and you just kind of set him up for it when J4 is like the largest counter pick he's known for. We've seen him on Fizz, we've seen him on Echo, we've seen him on all this stuff, but at the end of the day, it's always J4 that he's going back to, and I think it's weird that you pick yourself right into the J4 last pick when you see that they're saving it for Ray.
Right. It's hard to know without having the context of the communication in Champion Select itself, but I have to imagine, or that it's at least a possibility, CLG forgets about the Jarvan, right? The only top laner in the league who's playing it. He's played it only a couple times. It has been banned, actually, a fair number of times, but it's very easy, 4 or 5 weeks down the line, having not seen him play it, to not really consider the option of that as a counter pick in the final rotation. But either way, it comes through. Now let's dive into the game itself. 10:30 into the game, mid lane. Huge fight here, 4-for-1 for Apex.
I think another part to talk about is the fact that they took away the Ezreal from Stixxay, and I don't think he looked nearly as comfortable on the Jhin. He opens up here to start the fight, but it's more looking like poke at this point than really like, oh, we're gonna blow somebody up. And then CLG walks forward to start this fight off, and they bump into the Jarvan, trying to clear a pink ward. It gets slow starting fight, but eventually he just jumps onto Smithy, chunks him to below half health, and then they just go really hard into Aphromoo, chain CC dead. And it's this kind of explosive comp that you're not ready for, where they just all of a sudden you're low, dead, and they came from all these different angles. And I think this is really kind of thing where this wasn't like didn't seem like a well-practiced comp from CLG. This isn't like Jhin isn't Stixxay's champ, Morg isn't really Afros.
Well, I also just don't really know what the heck that composition is supposed to do?
Well,
What's the strategy with CLG's composition?
You want to like engage with the Rek'Sai, and then the Jin'All, and then the barrels.
Well, the problem
and the
seems to be-
GPO.
I know it's a problem.
there's
I've
a
got
pirate.
these two intelligent gentlemen on my
thank you.
desk, and they can't come up with a way for this team comp to win a game. You know it's a problem.
The problem with these comps is the same thing that people keep trying to put the GP into these places. You got a drunk pirate walking into these comps. It makes no sense. Just pick a tank. These comps are fixed. Just pick a tank. It makes sense. But then you have a lot of carry players, and obviously we can only speculate how much influence the players have onto the draft. I mean, the main coach isn't there right now, so maybe that has something to do with it. But just looking at the comp, maybe I was like, oh, I want to play some GP. This is the time to bust out the.
Well, I think actually that's a good example for like Apex. Ray's known to like want his pick, and we saw in game 1 he got the Echo, and not necessarily the best spot to have picked it. In the next 2 games, he gets good counter picks that make sense not only for his lane but as well as the rest of the game. And I think this is the kind of thing where, hopefully Apex makes the playoffs and they're able to keep drafting like this, where they get good counter picks that make sense for the team and the lane.
All right, well, that 10-minute 4 kills that they picked up put them in a great spot for the remainder of the game. 21 minutes into it, though, mid lane, Apex 2 for 0. Ray and Special wombo combo here. And absolutely love this positioning by Ray.
Yes, this is so fun to watch. You just have Jarvan completely maul the Jhin, and you can see the effect of the Black Shield.
Black Shield, great. You don't get knocked up. You don't get knocked up. You take full damage because it's all physical.
Pretty much, and then just flashing in with the spear damage is just so insane, and it just helps everybody else out with that armor shred. And it's kind of cool to see, because while Jarvan, you might think of it as a single target carry with the Hydra, with the ultimate, it actually does quite a bit of AoE, and when you're in that pit, you have to deal with TF as well, and it's really fun to watch when you pick TF with a playmaking carry top.
Very much an explosive composition.
Stixxay had his flash up, but when you're playing just Jhin, he's really like, oh, I flashed away. Jarvan has like 3 gap closers to get back on top of me. So even like, there's not much you can do.
And it was essentially a frame perfect Black Shield reaction from Afromoose. So great mechanical ability from him. But again, the point is, physical damage, I'm not getting knocked up, but I'm still getting chunked to 20% before the ult even comes through to finish me off from the Jarvan. One more replay before we move to player of the game. 32 minutes into the game, Apex, Baron plus, I know, right? I gave it away, damn it. 4 for 1 here for Apex after securing the Baron.
Yep, Apex have been dancing around Baron for a long time. Their comp is extremely good at it. TF can just turn off the Baron so easily, as well as having Ray to follow up. So the fact that they get the Baron, and it's just kind of long extended fight, and then like I said, there comes Keen, there comes Ray, they blow up Afro. Their back line at this point is pretty fine, or the front line, I should say, who's on the side right now.
Gosh,
and then,
That's so painful as an AD carry. To go up against a team like this, you know going in that it's a no fun game. You've got a Gragas, a Jarvan, and a TF.
And you got to deal with Tark and vulnerability to
and your mid laners of Vlad, so you know they're not going for him. It's all on you.
They're running past Vlad straight to you. So not an easy game for Stixxay. Can't necessarily
you got the short end of the stick on that one.
For some of the plays that happened, as I mentioned or let it slip earlier, Keen is getting player of the game, 8-1-8 on that TF, just making plays, right? The global pressure was huge. We saw the damage there in that last replay on the carry targets in the Jhin. So just no opportunity to respond when you're throwing that kind of damage out and shutting down the carries.
And I like the idea to take the TF into the Vladimir. It's not a lane that has that much pressure. TF is usually fine laning into this, and you can just say, okay, you can take over the laning phase. I'm just going to go make plays on other sides of the map. That's what happens. You snowball the game out of control, and then you find yourself in a comp that has no way back in.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the game, you even saw he was one-shotting Stixxay too. He had that gold card Q combo and just
He's got to deal with people porting in behind him too.
Not a good day to be an AD carry. That's all I have to say. Well, we're heading into a program break, but do not leave your seat under any circumstances. You're crazy if you do. When we come back, the final piece of the playoff picture rests entirely on Envy and Echo Fox. You're watching the North American LCS.
Who else?
I know, right? They're 6th and 10th.
That's crazy, man. We could be in playoffs by the end of the day.
I know, dude.
It's close.
That's kind of weird.
And there is the displacement comp coming in from Apex. They're able to sort CLG the way they want it. He's got the home guards, but it's not going to matter. That's the knockup we were talking about, but absolutely deleted with the TMF follow-up. He's over the wall now for Smithy, and he gets the Dragon Strike in.
4, 3, 2. Here we go.
I'm going to kill him right now.
There's you. I got us. Nice. Nice, nice. All right, back.
Can we go to Baron?
And Apex will come out on top of this fight, no matter how long it takes them to take down the members of CLG. 2 more caught up in the Cataclysm, and this is the party that Apex wanted. This is what Apex needs to push through for to get themselves in the playoff.
Well-deserved win for them. Series victory as well, and now it's up to Echo Fox.
Echo Fox!